Yes. Hello and welcome to another video. Once again, thank you all for watching. I hope you'll notice from today I'm changing the way I make my videos, so try to stick around to the end to catch all the changes. So, as they say in Wales, what's occurring? Well, in today's video I'm off with Chester here to prove there are still some great gems where you can pull over for the night here in North Wales, and I take him to visit a famous hound. A lovely lady called Mandy shows off her camper, and I make a quick call out for a couple called Jane and George who are trying to raise money for two amazing charities by driving and camping from the northernmost part of Europe to the most southerly point in their 2004 Renault Clio. But first, I'm sure you will have all seen the horrendous wildfires across the country. There's been one very close to here that has been raging for almost 2 weeks. Now, I'm not going into too many details because who knows what prosecutions may be in the pipeline once, to coin a phrase, all the smoke has cleared. But, and it's a very big but, though the majority of these fires were accidental, they were also preventable. Our local fire, which to put into some kind of perspective, has burnt a whole mountain. It was caused by something as simple as a camping stove falling over, which set fire to the grass and spread. Other fires were started by those damn disposable barbecues. I'm sure the people who caused these fires are both shocked and deeply upset by the damage they've caused, which was really bad, but could have been a hell of a lot worse. Risk assessments are something we all do as part of our daily lives without thinking about it, such as when we decide if it's safe to step out into a busy road. The same thought should be put into when we camp or light a barbecue, especially given the conditions. Should someone have really been wild camping where they were? Many of us enjoy the wild open spaces, but campsites are better in this weather because most have some sort of alarm or even equipment, and should a fire occur, there's more chance of getting help and alerting the emergency services. Hell, in the mountains and other remote places, you might not even get a phone signal. And as for a barbecue, people tend to be more responsible with a barbecue that isn't disposable. Just saying. Even with a fire raging up there, you won't believe it, but there have been people contacting the campsites to ask if it's safe to have a fire yet. It beggars belief. And on a more personal note, imagine in all this heat not being able to open the windows because of all the smoke. Lecture over. Let's move on. I often hear people moan and groan to say there's nowhere to pull up for the night within Wales or national parks or wherever. And I just cannot get my head around it because I never have a problem. I can always find somewhere to park up for the night. I don't have anybody giving me the knock, never have. Nobody's ever asked me to leave on any occasion. I'm respectful. I don't leave a mess. In fact, quite often I do a quick litter pick and take away more rubbish than what I bring with me, which I think is something everybody ought to do. I think if you're going to want to park up on the seafront in a town or in certain car parks at beauty spots, then yes, you're going to find notices that says no 24-hour parking. It's partly because these places are either businesses or there are businesses close by, or just simply the locals don't like it. And let's face it, they live there. They should have the choice. Saying that, I have parked on streets outside people's houses, not a problem. I tend to find beautiful spots for myself and indeed Chester to settle down at for the night. Hell, Chester didn't even bark last night, which means that there was definitely nobody about, not even a poacher. Where am I? Well, I'm not going to tell you, because if I tell you, you'll all come and use this spot. There may be people who recognise it, and that happens, you know, but generally speaking, I'm parked here because it's a place I've found. I've used it once before, and I found it purely by accident. It's great. I mean, okay, quite a boring little car park, no toilets, but there are toilets just a few miles up the road in that direction, and another set of toilets in that direction a few miles down the road. I have my own solution to the ablutions, which I don't empty out into the countryside, by the way. Across the road is this most beautiful picnic area. It's got lots of chairs about and picnic tables overlooking this beautiful lake. And there are lots of little fish there. I had my bacon sandwich there with Chester, and I threw a bit of bread in, and it was like piranhas. They were all going mental for it. There are ducks and geese wandering about. This spot is really beautiful. And even at this time of the day, there's nobody about. I've got the place to myself, you know. That's it, I think. I mean, let's face it, you know, we're out there to go camping for whatever reason. Sometimes with me, it's because I'm staying in a particular area, because I'm doing a particular job. On other occasions, it's just because I want to go on a camping trip. Yes, I use campsites. It's very important to use campsites from time to time, because we're feeding the local economy. If we're paying for a campsite, that person is paying for tradesmen around the area to go and do jobs for him, or we're using the shops and cafes, which all brings money into an area. And these areas that we go camping to, because they're ever so beautiful, most people only go for 2 or 3 months of the year, because that's our holiday time. A lot of people do not want to go camping in the snow and rain. I do, but not everybody does. So the whole area closes down. And if it were not for this trade coming in during the summer months, then the shops would probably not be able to stay open throughout the winter, keep people from the villages employed within the shops. So it is important. It's important to the local economy that we still use these campsites, etc. But there is a certain pleasure in finding somewhere quiet and out of the way that doesn't have other vans and cars about. And I like that. To be woken up to the sound of birds singing. It's great. I think it's almost time to move on. Yes, I need to find the loos that are up the road. I think I'll go to Beddgelert. Without giving the game away of where I've just stopped for the night, suffice it to say that Beddgelert is just a few miles up the road. Now, Beddgelert is a lovely little place. I don't know whether they call it a village, a small town or whatever. Its history looks to have been built upon copper mining. But it's very much what I would call a chocolate box type of place, very photogenic. The houses are festooned with flowers. You've got beautiful sights and scenes of bridges, and it's just so pretty. It's well worth a visit. There are some pubs and restaurants and cafes that do meals, and 1 or 2 other shops. So that's really nice. Now, Beddgelert, as English say, but it's Beddgelert, is meant to mean Gelert's grave. So who was Gelert? Well, Gelert was the hunting hound of one of the princes, Llewellyn, and he loved hunting. and decided for some reason to disappear off hunting, leaving Gellert to look after his baby prince. Now that's not something most people would do, and I don't know what was said about the mother or servants or anything like that. So why you would leave a baby in its cot all alone with a big dog, a very big dog, God only knows. Anyhow, off he went hunting, and then sometime, probably hours later, he returned to be greeted by Gellert, his faithful hound, who came up to his master, wagging his tail, and really pleased to see him. Llewellyn looked down at his dog, which was covered in blood and looked rather dishevelled, and feared that the dog had killed the prince. So he withdrew his sword and stabbed the poor dog through its heart, which must have surprised it no end. The prince then went into the house, tent, home, whatever it was, palace, to look at the scene, and discovered the cot upturned, covered in blood, but with the baby crying underneath the cot, but totally unharmed, and beside him a monstrous great dire wolf, dead, obviously killed by his faithful hound Gellert. So full of remorse was the prince that he was rumoured to have never ever smiled again. It's all a load of bunkum. All this was created by the landlord of one of the local pubs, who enjoys a good tale, and created this to induce tourism to the area, which it has done in great abundance, because this place has thousands of people arriving up here every year just to walk across a field to have a look at Gellert's grave. I love a good story, as you know. Well guys, over the past 2 years I've been showing you my camper, and all the little intricacies and changes I've made throughout the year. It's now time for you to show me yours. So this segment is I've shown you mine, you show me yours, and we're starting off with a lady called Mandy, who's from Manchester, and here's her van.
Right, I'm Mandy, from Manchester, and this is my camper van. It's a Citroen Dispatch and it's self-converted. So I've got my these are IKEA shoe boxes here, because it just fits perfectly. I've got all sorts of stuff in them. Plenty of storage, I have them clipped down. This bed also pulls out into a double bed, but I just go on my own with my little dog. It's a disability vehicle, so I've got all my storage under there. I've got my awning under there, my chocks under there, my solar panels, my flagpole. Loo fits perfectly. I've got my Votterman 1500 power pack to power my Alpicool, and I've got a solar panel that I just throw on the roof. My little TV screen up there, can you see my iPad on a curtain pole, so I can lie in bed perfectly and not have to hold it, and it works brilliantly. Love our little campers. My cooker fits in here perfect, but it's a bit windy, so I've got my jet boil round there, but normally I cook on here, and it just pushes in out of the way. The little table folds down on the end as well. But love it. We love our little micro campers. Go all over the place. Just the girls, the husbands play golf and stuff, and we go meet up with each other. Love it.
Well, thanks to Mandy for that. If you want to show off your camper, contact me through YouTube or through Facebook, and I'll send you the details of how to go about it. I look forward to hearing from you all. Well, finally, we're getting to the end of this week's video. But before I go, I want to give a big shout out to two young friends, Jane and George, who are attempting to both drive and camp their way from the very top tip of Europe at Cape Nordkapp in Norway, and then down through to the most southerly point at Punta de Tarifa in Spain. The journey, which is something around 8,000 miles and takes them at least through 14 countries, is to be done in a rather old Renault Clio. They are doing it to raise some much needed cash for two charities: Young Minds UK, which is a mental health charity for young people, and Space in the Wild, which is a UK-based charity dedicated to wildlife conservation, habitat creation and environmental education. I want to wish them the very best of luck, and if you'd like to sponsor or donate to either charities, I've put links down in the description. They have both Facebook and Instagram accounts where you can find more information. Well, that's it from me. Thank you all once again for watching. Don't forget to do the usual. Share the channel amongst your friends. Give me a like. Come along and chat and comment on both YouTube and Facebook. Oh, and I'd love if you were to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to get in touch if you'd like to show me yours. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.